Good morning, guys. Mina the coach here. I am back, second day in a row. It's very interesting that the worse that I'm feeling, the more often I do videos. It's very interesting. I think there may be something to that creative energy and suffering. You know, so many artists have suffered, but whatever. Yeah, I did 2 videos yesterday, and yesterday ended up being a really, really, really challenging day. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. And I live in Arizona, and it had been in the 90s. What is the day today? Today's April the 12th, 2022. So we'd been in the 90s, and then today, and I knew it was coming, but today it is going to be in the 70s. So it was very interesting. Oh, dang. Excuse me, sir. Can you get him? You're welcome. Food and a water.
Thank you.
I wish I could give you more.
Be careful there. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I totally didn't realize. Okay. So anyways, I did a video about I'm feeding the homeless. So I keep a box of pre-bagged snacks and water and stuff in my car. So that way I'm able to hand it out on the streets. I totally forgot that the camera's on. Anyways. Yeah. So creative energy, juice is flowing because I'm suffering a little bit. So hopefully that the negative energy doesn't spill off onto you and you just pick up the high vibes. So I just really wanted to do this video today to talk about the legacy that our adoptive parents leave us with beyond our attachment style. So I guess just not our adoptive parents, I guess our parents in general. I guess all parents do this, whether you're adopted or you're biological. We get our first set of beliefs from our parents. Where else would they come from? I am a late discovery adoptee, and I'm a transracial adoptee. So I didn't find out till I was 32 that I was adopted, and I was adopted by white people. So how did I believe that? And I believed that because I bought into their belief system. So because they told me, I believed it. So usually we talk about attachment styles being left over from families, but I wonder if anybody ever thinks about your spirituality or lack thereof in regards to your relationship with your parents. It's really, really, I think, obvious in people that have had quote unquote good upbringings. I think it's very obvious in those kind of dynamics. I think in general the children tend to really, really follow behind what the parents have instilled in them. I think for those of us who have had bad situations, I think we tend to go hard the opposite direction. For myself, I've really gone hard the opposite direction, but I have a hard time really, really investing in my belief system because of them. So what am I talking about? So I think a lot of adoptive parents are evangelic Christians and Catholics, thinking that they're saving the world. They put on their cape, thinking that they're doing something good. So because, and then when children have a bad experience, part of that bad experience that they take with them is the intense over-religiousness, if that's a word. So they kind of buck religion pretty hard because they have a bad taste in their mouth, because religion was part of the reason that they were adopted. I think. I'm just making assumptions here. So for myself, I don't know what they were before me, but and honestly, I don't know what the man was, but my female adopter, in all the times that I can remember, was always very anti-religion. She called the Bible a fable. She didn't like that I wanted to go to church with my friends. She was very negative in general, but really, really negative when it came to religion and any type of... Now, I'm not talking about traumatic magical thinking. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about magical thinking in the sense of things beyond the eye that are not scientific. Unicorns, fairies, dragons, that kind of stuff. And it's very interesting because we watched a lot of Greek mythology, we read a lot of Greek mythology, but there was a real sense of pragmatism. Is that a word? She was just very, scientific and level-headed, or at least that's the way I remember her. And I think that must be accurate. I think that must be true, because why? So as I move through this stage of my spiritual journey, I think I apologize a lot, and I think I say, I know that this doesn't sound real, or it sounds unbelievable. And I think I say that to people more than is warranted. I think, sometimes you talk to a skeptic and you might need to say it, but if you are watching my videos on energy healing, obviously you already believe in it. So I don't really need to apologize for how strange or unusual it sounds. But why am I so caught up on what others think about my spiritual practice and what is working for me in that regard? And I really think that it is directly tied to the dismissive, very analytical nature of this woman who raised me. I would love to know in the comments, or you can email me. I'm Mina, the coach with the K, at gmail.com. if you want to email me, you don't want to talk about it privately. I also have a group on Facebook, Transracial Adoptees Unite, if you're an adoptee. I just love to hear what other ways you think that beliefs that from your parents or your adopted parents were translated over into your current life. So as children, we don't really have too much choice. We kind of just, even if we don't believe, we kind of got to say that we believe what they believe. But what about now? How did your parents' belief systems affect the way that you are now? I'll give you one more. I intended to talk about solely the spirituality, because that's the one that's crippling me the most. Because I really need to come into my spiritual power, and I really believe those non-beliefs that I carry over from my adoptive parents is really holding me up in that regard. Luckily, I have another session this Friday, so hopefully we'll be able to work that out. Also, another very interesting belief that she put on me was, don't marry a doctor, be a doctor. And she really wanted me to have a career before I married, because she was so disgruntled that she came up in a period of time where she felt like she didn't have any choice but to get married. And she pushed that on me so hard that my first opportunity to get married, I did. And I was 18, 19. My first opportunity. And I was trying to get married at like 13 or 14 to the man that she was allowing to abuse me, but that's another story. So she tried to push that belief system on me, and I was like, nah. It's not going down like that. It's not. She definitely tried to push it on me. I definitely wasn't having it. And I'm not sure how I feel about that, honestly, still. Definitely when it comes to relationships and my attachment style, I can see all of that from adoption. Very, very clearly. But like I said in the beginning of the video, we talk so much about trauma, childhood trauma, and attachment styles. I just wanted to talk about, some other things that, growing up with parents leaves us with as adults, and, how it affects us into our lives. And what even do we do about it? Because that's pretty deep programming. What do you do about it? I don't know. And it's very interesting to me, even though I have seen unequivocal proof that what I am having trouble accepting is real, I still struggle with it. So I'm not sure if I'll ever be anything other. I know relationship wise, I'm definitely over the marrying idea. I'm over the mother idea. And the whole idea of caretaking doesn't appeal to me. And it's strange because it really, really used to. It doesn't so much anymore. The whole idea of cooking and cleaning for someone. I'm not your maid. So I really, really used to be into that. So it's interesting to watch myself change. So hopefully my resistance to magical thinking will change as I get older as well. We'll see, with more exposure maybe. So that's it, guys. Mina the coach, wishing you love, light, peace, and joy. Until next time.